Cam Higbee. I think I've heard of this guy. He asked Zohran campaigners about his policies. They couldn't name one. Let's take a look.
What do you think Zohran's best policy is?
I think affordable housing, smaller classrooms, free buses, lower rents, freezing the rents for rent-stabilized buildings.
That sounds great. How do you achieve that?
I think that he has really high hopes, and I think that he has a lot of energy.
He's going to achieve it through hope, or?
I think he's going to achieve it by really having a smart way of dealing with people and picking the proper people to work with him.
And what is that smart way of dealing with it?
I think that he has a good. I think he has a good sense of people around him. I think he makes good choices, and I think he works well with other people.
Where does the money come from?
He will figure it out. Like, I think that
he hasn't yet.
This woman has placed total trust and faith in Zohran Mamdani.
This guy debates on TikTok and was on Jubilee.
Really? Thank you very much for the 100 biddies. Wait, I might have debated this guy. That's why I recognize the name. Cam Higbee? I feel like I've debated this guy on TikTok before. It's kind of wild if so. Cam Higbee, if you're watching this, hi. Come talk to me about why I like Zohran. I'll explain it. Not everybody's good at explaining these things. She clearly means well. Like, we can agree she means well, right, man? Like, why? Like, just, it seems silly. It seems silly. She doesn't know any better. Just move on. She means well. She doesn't know any better. Just move on.
I think nobody knows where they're going to do it first. I think they work it out as they go along. They don't have a plan. It's like...
I agree there's no plan.
It's a process.
I debated him once and left a comment about how she literally answered the question from the title, and thus his title is disingenuous.
Thank you very much for another 100 biddies. Answer the question about his policies. Did she answer a policy? I didn't hear a policy.
I certainly agree there's no plan, that's for sure. Question, what is Mamdani's best policy?
She seemed like a nice
childcare
young lady.
for all.
What's he going to do for childcare?
He's going to make it available for everyone.
How's he going to do that?
He has a plan in terms of taxing and saving money.
Wait, yeah, you're right. They are naming policies. They don't know how it's going to be funded. Fine. But they like the policy, period. Like, they just trust that he will find the funding somewhere, you know? And they're correct to trust him because he's not taking the money from them. He's taking it from the upper crust, okay? He's taxing the rich. That's what we want. That's good.
And I think it's will help everyone.
What is the plan, though?
What is the plan?
Yeah. You're out here campaigning for him, right? What's the plan?
You asked about a policy.
You mean how is he going to fund that? There will be childcare for.
But how do you achieve that?
Well, we've achieved it for pre-K.
Like, at what point? Let me ask you this: how much is childcare worth to you? How much is it worth to you? What would be your upper limit of spending on that? I'm not saying there isn't one, but I am saying it's pretty damn high. Childcare is important. That's our future. Okay, parents, if they can't take care of their own kids because they have to go to their jobs, at least ought to be able to afford, if it's not free, just afford childcare, right? At least afford it. It's expensive as shit. So let me get this straight. You need money to put your child in childcare, but you can't put your child in childcare until you have money. And you can't work for money because your child's not in childcare. What the is somebody supposed to do then? Like, that's ridiculous. Come on.
For threes, and you just expand it so that it's...
just think
about it.
How
do you expand it?
Well,
you have a brain,
use
it.
Use existing facilities and use existing tax base and money that's being wasted on consultants.
There you go.
Pay for it.
Beautiful.
But I still don't understand, like, how that... Where does the money come from?
Did she not just say that? Did I stroke? She just said that. She just answered that. Come on, this is so disingenuous, man. Come on. She's doing she's doing okay, by the way. Like, she's not even doing badly. Like, she's not doing as bad as the other woman. She kind of got there. Yeah. Use some of the money that they're wasting on other shit that doesn't matter. Sure. The fine answer. Sure, go for it.
Well, he's explained that over and over. So there's going to be
there you go.
There's
Zohran.
wasted money. And
I don't know.
Where can I find
Zohran.
where he's explained it?
It is fine to defer the answer back to Zohran Mamdani. That's fine.
Go to the website. Go to the website.
There you go. What a queen.
Yeah, so
no.
How
old is he?
He's doing what?
He's building affordability for New York.
How does he do that?
Yeah, so he's going to tax the rich.
There you go.
The rich already pay the majority of taxes in the city. Top 1%, 90%.
They should pay more.
Top 50%, 90%.
They should pay more. Tell me why they shouldn't pay more.
Yeah.
They have
I
plenty.
mean,
They already do that. I mean, don't you think the rich people will just leave New York and then you can't tax them anymore?
yeah.
Ma'am, what's your favorite Zohran policy?
Just his cute little smile.
That's it?
Just no. I'd say as a person
His
who
cute little
enjoys
smile.
public transit, probably his fast and free buses, like pilot program.
They're answering the
and
question.
What he's trying to do with that. I appreciate.
What is the bus program?
It is creating
Okay.
bus lines for New Yorkers that are more accessible and would be state funded, or city funded, so that there's no fare, and hopefully they'd be more efficient.
So I'd ask two
Good answer.
questions, like how do you pay for that? And then also, what would you say to people who would argue this would make the buses more dangerous in New York?
Well, first, I'd ask them why they believe that would make buses more dangerous, because there have been studies, and I'm not like a genius on any of this, I'm just a hopeful person, but I'd say there have been studies that
I will hand him this. He's not interrupting. He's letting them speak their truth.
show that more
knock
frequent
him for
use
that.
of buses leads to less assaults to bus drivers, and it's the general kind of idea that in community there's usually a bit more safety, which is why when you go on the subway at night and it's a very
I mean,
sparse
dog thinks he's winning. He's doing celebration dances in his head right now, but she's spitting. She's turning up the heat on him and he doesn't even feel it.
car, you're less likely to get into it, because if you're alone or just with a couple other people, there's less of the social pressure.
But we have assaults in New York on the subways every day, and the subways
Come
actually
on,
cost
dog.
money. So I think you end up with a lot of people who do violent things in the subways, even when it costs money. It seems like when you make it free, it'll probably be a little bit more dangerous, right?
Well, I think that's probably why it's making the buses fast and free first, because I think they're more contained and the stops are also visible.
Yeah.
I think the subway is something else that he has ideas for.
I think the subway,
They're
the
separate.
buses would just turn into the subway, but worse if they're free. And also, how do you make it free? How do you pay for it?
Well, typically with revenue that is generated by taxes, and
Yeah.
while that seems very daunting to a lot of people, because they're like, oh no, everyone's gonna now make the same amount of money, that's not
Is it just me? Is this a Wendy Lou Who fit right here? Wendy Lou Who from Whoville, kind of, right? The fit's kind of giving that vibe.
what taxes do. There are states that have the same corporate tax, or that would have. New Jersey has the same corporate tax rate that Mamdani is going for, so it's not an unheard of thing, and it doesn't kill business.
Do you think that may be the reason why the businesses are in New York and not New Jersey?
For the I don't think so. I think that New York City has a lot of appeal that kind of supersedes money.
I
Which,
think
like,
it
I
seems like
agree
the
with
rich
you.
people.
No, you're cutting her off. Wait.
A lot of appeal that kind of supersedes money.
I
Which,
think
like,
it
I
seems
agree
like the
with
rich
you.
people go live in New Jersey, but they do their business here in New York
You cut her off.
Exactly. So
because the taxes are higher in New Jersey for corporations, right?
well, they are, but I don't. I also think that New York, I used to live in New Jersey. I live here now. I
getting
don't think
nervous. You're making
people
her nervous
are
for no reason.
really trying to do business there as much as New York City, because New York City is the biggest and greatest
It's
city
the
in
Big
the world.
Apple.
For now.
It's
I-
New
now.
York.
Unless Zohran gets elected, probably.
And you know what? That's your opinion, and that's all right. And honestly, we'll
What
see.
a queen.
Okay.
And I hope
All
you have a
right.
lovely
Well,
day.
I appreciate you chatting.
She cooked him.
Guys, who do you got today, Mamdani or Cuomo?
Oh, Mamdani.
Man's
for sure.
dancing on the
What's your favorite
chessboard like a
Mamdani
pigeon
policy?
after he just got
Policy?
checkmated.
Oh, I'm not super familiar with the policies. I like his vibes.
You like his vibe? Voting on vibes?
What a
I'm
king.
voting on vibes. Yeah.
Yes. Yes, king.
I don't want to share.
It's okay.
He will. And I
What a queen.
What's your guys' favorite
Wow.
Mamdani policy?
My favorite Mamdani
What
policy
the
is
is this 80s hair? Oh my lord. That's a crazy look. Respect.
It's great to meet you.
She's got this stain, the Kool-Aid stain in the hair. Teenage man.
Great to meet you, man.
Interviews?
I am.
Amazing.
Yeah.
What are your interviews about?
I'm interviewing people about the election. Who do you got, Cuomo or Mamdani?
I'm all good.
Come on, what? You guys
Like
wanted to
lame.
talk.
For sure.
Why? What's your favorite Zohran policy?
The fact that he's a good guy and
Just said he's a good guy.
he's never raped someone
Good
and he wants
vibes.
to help all
True.
of New York be able to afford it again.
Was that ever proven in court, or
She's cooking him.
All right, see ya.
just vote on vibes, guys? Just vote on vibe. What do you guys
True.
think, Mamdani or Cuomo?
what?
Trump voters literally voted on vibes.
Mamdani or Cuomo? What do you think?
The guy who didn't sexually harass 13 women and sue for their private gynecological records.
Most of them voted
What's
on
your
vibes.
favorite Mamdani policy?
It's fine to admit that.
I think, free buses, grocery stores being cheaper is good, but what people aren't talking about as much is the more mental health outreach for like homeless people and like crackheads. Stop criminalizing homelessness,
We're going to send social workers to solve violent mentally.
How dare they not know so much about their candidate? I will show everyone how embarrassing they all are. True. He's doing a great job.
Illegal crime, right?
Well, it's typically
He's doing
one
so
cop
good. Look at him go.
there with them in case, like, if some dude
Look
gets
at him
fucking
go.
violent, there is a guy with a gun there.
That's
but
not what Mamdani said. Mamdani said there won't be any cops responding to mental health issues.
Any cops? I mean, typically, dude, they've tried this before.
Look at him go. He walk, he talk. Most important, he wear a sock, probably.
Most of these people aren't violent. They're just
I hope he
having the
wears
worst
socks.
time of their life.
Really?
Yeah,
Otherwise he's
dude.
gonna
Have
have
you,
some
I mean,
Think so? You ever dealt
do you
with
ride
a
the
mentally
subway?
ill person?
I've dealt with many mentally ill people in the subway. They're mostly just like having a terrible time. They need food, they need shelter, they need housing, they need no.
I mean, he is kind of just lying, dude. You are kind of just lying. I don't know if you know you're doing that. Like, that was clearly clickbait. Like, this is kind of, like, you just blatantly lied. Like, it's not just clickbait. You lied. It's not even an exaggeration.
Narcan or something.
Right,
They
and
need
generally
That's
they
kinda
act
wild.
violent because that's what drugs do. Is they make you act violent
No, I disagree.
very
bro.
frequently. Who shoots up
Depends
schools?
on the
Is it
drug.
mentally ill people or mentally stable people?
It's fucking young white Republican.
Dog, listen. It depends on the drug. Like, if it's a downer, like fentanyl, all right? Fentanyl doesn't really make you freak out, I don't think. I guess it can, technically, any drug can. But, like, typically fentanyl just, like, chills you out. Unless I'm mistaken. It depends on the drug.
mentally ill people.
Yeah,
Mostly, drug abusers mostly just hurt themselves.
but who are the mentally ill people on the subway though? It's kind of it's bad faith. to look
Doesn't
at these
matter. They're
people
still
as, like-
violent. To deny that there's mentally ill violence on the subway is absolutely insane.
No, there
And,
absolutely
and, to,
is.
think, and to
violence
think you're
on
going
the
to send
subway,
Chelsea, the social worker, to deal with that problem is equally as insane.
but I also just think like, would you
should,
rather have
yes.
Chelsea, the social
You should send a healthcare worker and a social worker to deal with that problem, yes.
worker who has years of mental health training, or
Yes.
Paul who has a GED?
I'd rather have these guys right here. Because you know why? Because Chelsea,
They're
the social
cops,
worker, is
bro,
going to
they're
get stabbed and
cops.
shot.
They
Yeah.
should be solving like robberies and.
No, all you're saying is that you want some guy with a gun to show up and shoot them. That's all you said right there. Why do you want that? Don't you want to try to quell the situation? You can't always do that with a gun. Sometimes a gun makes a situation more dangerous. Have you ever thought about that? There was this one time, a guy broke in to the place I was working at. It was a mental health rehab clinic for drug abusers, right? It was an inpatient clinic. And it was in like this big schoolhouse that's next to this big neighborhood, right? And so this guy, because the cafe workers were morons who didn't close the back door because they didn't want to keep unlocking it. So they keep the back door open. This guy sneaks in. He is tripping balls. He's out of his mind. He's manic as okay? Like, he's talking about how he was sent by God and talking Bible verses and shit. I had to drag his ass, not literally. I basically cornered him into the phone room. We sequestered him into the phone room. And thankfully, none of the guys saw it because they were all in group sessions. But we sequestered him, and I tried to get his blood pressure. I have no idea what was on him, so I was, like, playing with fire here. But, like, all I said was, okay, to the other mentors, okay, guys, you got to keep your distance. Okay, keep your distance, but don't let him go away. Somebody call an ambulance. I want an ambulance. And they did. They said, we need an ambulance for a mental health crisis. Ambulance showed up. Now, they let him go. Like, they should have taken him to the hospital because he was clearly not well and a menace, but they let him go for some reason, even after he broke in, but whatever. But at least they didn't shoot him. No guns required. We handled it. Not the best way, but we handled it. And I documented it very carefully so that if it came back that he hurt somebody, it wouldn't be on me, okay? That it was not my failure. We managed the situation without a gun just fine. Yeah, I also hope he's doing okay.
Shit, not helping some dude who's ODing.
Their job
in
is
the
to
He did make
protect
my
the
day
public,
hard, though.
right? So when you have
Yeah.
somebody
It was a
who's
very
violent and a
complicated
danger
day.
to the public, you send in the police to deal with that situation, not Chelsea, the social worker, who's going to get stabbed and killed.
I think that's bad faith, dude. It's a blanket. It's
See?
generalizing,
I don't think so. You
Why
can't.
are we
gets it.
Why are we like
Bro gets
making
it.
these people out to be villains? Like, yeah, of course, there's
not
violence.
making
shit
them
that
out to be
happens,
villains, but
for
it's
the
just
most part,
you can't send unarmed civilians to deal with violent mental health crises on the subway when you don't know if that person is going to end up killing somebody or not. You need to send a police officer.
Okay, send somebody with a man grabber then. Compromise, okay? Compromise. Send a social worker and somebody with a man grabber. Okay? Good? Like, that's all you need. That's all you need.
Mamdani is crazy.
I agree. There's definitely a balance, right? Like if someone
Maybe a
appears to be
taser.
violent, let's call someone who maybe has a gun or a taser to deal with it. But for the most part, these people need help. They don't need to be thrown in jail. They don't need to have a gun pointed at them.
I'm sorry. Police officers, for the most part, don't need guns. You should have to have, like, a very high level of training as a police officer to be allowed to just show up with a gun on site. Sometimes it's very tense. Sometimes it becomes a battleground. They need to be battle trained. They're not. They're just morons lumping about with a loaded weapon. Why? Don't you think that a properly trained mental health professional with a pen and a clipboard and maybe a blood pressure cuff could do the job a little bit better? Maybe with a team to help them restrain the guy? Like, let's think through this.
They need to be helped. You know, like most people, I ride the subway every day. Most people having like a mental health crisis, they're homeless, they're unhoused, they need help, they need outreach. They don't need a dude with a gun like coming at them. You know what I mean?
Correct.
I think very often
I think you should ride the subway more and
I've
film people who are having a tough time. Most of the time, they're just like
I've rode the subway
unwell.
plenty.
They're not like, blah, 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 you know what I mean?
I
Like,
see more of
it's
that than I
chill.
see anything
don't
else.
know.
Yeah, it's just
But, like, it's-
That was actually a great imitation. That's what I see all the time.
But like, it's easier to look at them as.
I can't be good faith toward him. I can't. Because he's not being good faith toward any of these people. Like, he's just grinning like an idiot and being like, I win. When they're making great points, they're like coming back at him with everything he says. They come back at him with something good.
It's just crazy lunatics.
Well, it's
right?
not. I'm not saying
It
they're
takes
crazy lunatics and therefore you should put a gun in their face. I'm just saying it's unsafe to send a social worker who should be responding as the police. Now we can agree that they.
Okay, the reason you want the police is because you want a gun pointed in their face. Why else would you want a police officer? Okay, let's send an unarmed police officer. How about that? An unarmed police officer. Can we agree on that? No? Oh, it is about the gun. Okay, got it. You do want a gun pointed in their face. What are you talking about?
Should get mental health evaluations and help, but it should be after somebody who is competent has dealt with the situation, and it's not
after they point a gun in their face.
I just think
that's it. That was a horrible cutoff. Goodness gracious, Kim Higbee, if you're watching this, you just lied in the title, man. Why would you lie? That's not cool. You should be better than that. Self-righteous chode? I can't say that he's not. Again, like, you got checkmated several times and then danced around like a pigeon on the chessboard, thinking you won. Why? It's just silly. For the most part, you did a pretty good job of not interrupting them, at least. But you could have done better on that, too. Yeah, I don't know. Just don't lie. Please don't lie. I don't like it when you lie. Do better.
Hi, thanks so much for watching and making it to the end of the video. I just wanted to let you all know that I love and appreciate everybody in my community, whether you can support me financially or just by liking, commenting, and sharing my videos. It helps way more than you know. That being said, I do want to give a very special thanks to my tier 4 subs, which would be Space Timid and Hot Take Andy. And thanks so much to my monetary subscribers from any of the tiered subs or anybody who gives me money in any form, including going to my Patreon shop, donating money to me directly. It all helps way more than you know. If you do decide to help me financially, you can get some really cool perks like early access to content, exclusive access to censored videos, also some really cool badges next to your name. Even if you can't afford a monetary subscription, just watching, sharing, and commenting on my content helps way more than you know. Thanks again, and I will see you all in the next video.